Oh no, I got imposter syndrome like everybody else. It's just I don't have time to indulge in my
You're like, I
imposter
just
syndrome.
don't have time for it.
I don't got time to indulge in it, so I just got to keep it moving.
You've been doing so much behind the scenes. Have you been jumping back into doing anything on your production side?
Yeah, I mean, we got a movie that just came out on Amazon, Black Box, starring the
Yes.
national treasure that is Phylicia Rashad.
Did you see her bustle cover, by the way?
Yeah, she killed it on Bustle, didn't she? Y'all ain't
She
know
was
she could
giving
play like
us
that.
youthful
She's still out
energy.
here doing it. She's still out here giving them love.
She was giving us sis, not auntie, sis.
Yeah, man. So Miss Rashad came, she came down and she was in the movie with us. And, she was one of the leads.
Congrats. That's a big thing.
Yeah, it was amazing. There's a young man, a phenomenal actor who I absolutely adore. His name is Mamadou Ati. He was in Prentice's movie Uncorked that was on Netflix.
Yes.
He came through. We're breaking a young woman, a young woman. She's 10, 12 years old. Her name is Amanda. It's fun. You might not sleep at night after you watch it.
I love that you tiptoeing and dipping and doing inside of the sci-fi horror-esque spaces. Mm-hmm. Is that something new to you? Have you done anything in this world?
I mean, as an actor, I did Escape Room,
as an actor,
psychological thriller, right?
Yes.
It's not enough there, you know what I'm saying? But so I just rub it, you know what I'm saying? I just
as an actor,
yeah, as an actor of many faces.
Serious.
But nah, so I did Escape Room with Sony, which was an amazing experience, and I
liked it.
I thank you, I appreciate it.
I liked Escape Room.
It was a fun one, but I love this genre. I feel like more recently we're getting to see us in this genre more. We over-index in this genre. We go see these movies, right? And a lot of times they don't have us in them, and so I think to be able to, yeah. And so to be able to do this movie with a first-time, young Black man from Brooklyn who wrote the script, first-time Nigerian-American director from Houston, Texas, who directed the movie. It was an amazing opportunity, and I'm super grateful for Amazon and for Blumhouse for giving us a shot.
Yes, congrats, everybody! Make sure y'all see it. It's out here on the Amazons. The Black Box is the one that you did, right? This is the one with our girl Phylicia. So. Can you tell me, because have you met her before?
Oh yeah, I was on this before this. No, I haven't met her before. I worked with Miss Allen. I worked with her sister Debbie.
Right.
I think season 1 of she directed season 1 of Insecure. She directed that fight between Lawrence and Issa. Actually, season 7 when Issa tells Lawrence that she cheated. Episode 7, she directed that episode. So that was my first time. That was my first time meeting them. Just in general. And then,
oh man, that's dope.
Yeah.
I wonder, because these legends in the game that you get to meet and work with, and these you're just I'm doing my job, but that's definitely Debbie Allen, and you're like, oh, I would love to produce this movie. Wow, Phylicia Rashad's right there. What does that feel like for you in those spaces? Because imposter syndrome is real for a lot of people, and I know. To be confronted by legends, is it tough to deal with?
I mean, it's tough. I think you try to find yourself not being so starstruck, right? You're like, oh, that's Phylicia.
You're like, wow, I have loved you
my whole life. Not to be too starstruck, but I think I've been fortunate enough that everyone I worked with has had a huge heart. It is amazing to get to work with Miss Allen or Miss Rashad, obviously, but I also, I feel like it's where I'm supposed to be.
Okay, so you're confident. You don't have to deal with the imposter syndrome at all.
Oh no, I got imposter syndrome like everybody else. It's just I don't have time to indulge in my imposter
I just don't have time for it.
I don't got time to indulge in it, so I just got to keep it moving.
Keep it moving. I was so proud of you, Jay, because I literally remember the very first time I met you at a shoot for Essence, and you talked about producing and the projects you want to do and things like that. And fast forward, what, maybe 2 years, 2+ years down the road, you're actively doing so, and doing so with legends and really dope people like that. That's dope. Did we lose you?
It's dope. Oh, it's an amazing. No, I'm here. It's an amazing feeling. It's been special for sure. Like I'm on a high for sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I try to stay level. You know what I'm
Stay
saying?
cute about it.
But I'm definitely on a high for sure. This has been a really amazing experience all
That
around.
is dope for you. Yeah, I want to know, because you have manifested this. What are your like ways of showing up for yourself in that way of like getting to your next level of things, or remixing what you're reaching for sometimes, because you're like, okay, I got it, so now what's the next thing, or how do I move?
I mean, I think for me, like, I feel like I'm always on this like never ending search of like truth and authenticity and like discovery. Like, I feel like I'm a lifelong student and I don't want to stop learning. So I think for me, a big part of it is like filmmaking is that to me. As an actor, that's that. I think I think one of the many reasons I fell in love with acting and will never stop, and it's always going to be number one, is because like I get to explore different people and different characters, right? And learn so much about not only how I interpret their experience, but how other people interpret their experience, right? So I get to learn so much from like a character like Lawrence, but then I also learn just as much from how other people are experiencing Lawrence's journey. And so like that but I think as a producer it's the same thing, as a director it's the same thing. I think for me it's all about constantly just wanting to just keep telling stories and getting better at it, and making sure people feel something when they walk away. And popcorn, you know what I mean? And I'm not mad at popcorn, but like I will do popcorn, I'm sure, at some point. Like it's part of the fun of being able to like dip your toe in and out of stuff. But I think being able to tell stories that actually mean something and hit people, you know what I'm saying, is a really important thing for me.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad that you allow yourself to explore and experiment within your career, and because I love possibility thinkers. I love when people are like, oh, I mean, why not, right?
Why not? I mean, I literally say it. I say this to my business partner and to my whole team, my managers, my agents, everybody. They hear this all the time. I go, why not? Why not? There's no reason why not. And luckily, I'm with an amazing group of people and work with an amazing group of people who all believe the same thing,
Right.
And when I do say why not, they may say the 5 reasons maybe why it won't work, but then they'll also give me the 100 reasons why it could work. You know what I mean? So
right. So you might as well try.
Yeah.
So Wendell, I want to go back to your roots a little bit. What? Because you're from South Carolina. I'm a North Carolina girl. Country.
I didn't know that. Where are you from?
Rocky Mount.
I didn't know
North
that. Did we talk about this?
I feel like we know this about, because when somebody's from the Carolinas, I'm like, what? But Rocky Mount.
Durham.
Huh?
Our grandma's in Durham.
Oh, that's the airport I fly into, because that's the closest one, and it's about an hour or so away from home. But yeah, small world. I was gonna ask you, like, what's the most like South Carolina thing about you? What's still country?
So my dad was in the Air Force, so we moved around so much. So I was a baby when we left South Carolina, but I would say.
Do you go down?
I'll go to North Carolina. I don't go pop into South Carolina that much because we don't technically have family there. We were there because my dad was in the Air Force and stationed at an Air Force base there, and that's where I was born.
Oh, okay.
But I would say Oklahoma is probably where. It's definitely where I spent my formative years, where I went to high school, learned how to drive, other things.
Is that kind of country?
Oh, Oklahoma country.
Like, is it like more country than what you would think of when you think of like South Carolina and Alabama and stuff like that?
So I'll say this: the accent is different for sure.
Right.
Like a very, very different accent, but there's a strong accent. Most Oklahomans don't pronounce their R's. So like,
what does that sound like?
Or they pronounce them like this. Let me rephrase that. So
her? Is it her?
Her. So her is I'm over her. I need to brush my hair.
Over
right
there.
Over there, right? So it's like that kind
of. Do you still do that?
That kind. I go in and out of it. I don't do it as much. I do go in and out of it though. I mean, I think
When I get mad, my country comes out mad or nervous.
For mine is when I drink. If I
and you heard, you're
all over the place, man. Country is all get out.
country. Yeah, I didn't. Okay, Oklahoma. Ooh, that sounds very.
I mean,
very
listen,
white.
it was a bit. I'll say this: it was, and I had a big experience because when I got there, they were still doing KKK rallies on the city hall steps when I was in high school, right? On the flip side, Black Wall Street was, Greenwood was, I don't know, 5 blocks away, 6 blocks away. So I also got that history as well, right? And so, I was introduced to black rodeos for the first time in Oklahoma. And when we went to black rodeos, like people went to skating rinks. Like that's just, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what you do on the weekends. They pop off, you go. It's a little, everybody that's young is in a car show out front with their cars circling around. All the older folks and the young kids, folks in there watching the rodeo. You know what I mean? Like, so that was very much a part of like, my existence and my kind of coming up there. And then like my high school, the Gap Band went to my high school. Alfred Woodard went to my high school. Like so there's this like, as weird of a place as it was to grow up, like I'm also super grateful for that experience because of like the culture that I was able, the history, right, that I was able to get in a place like that I don't know if I would have gotten if we stayed in Austin, Texas. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That is true. Like Oklahoma does have a lot attached to it, historically. So do you have any, like, as a producer, connections to doing hometown stuff that's important about places where you're from?
I'm finishing a feature now that I want to direct that's like about me and my 4 closest homeboys growing up in Oklahoma and just what that looks like. And then, I really want to do something on, a lot of people don't know this, but The Lone Ranger was based off of a black man named Bass Reeves who was born as a slave, escaped, ran into Indian territory, learned how to hunt and track, and ultimately, after slavery ends, he ends up becoming the first black U.S. Marshal west of the Mississippi, catches like 3,000 criminals in his career or something like that, one of them being his own son at one point. So that's a story I would absolutely love to tell.
Look at you. I love that. Okay, producer, we see you. We see you out here. Before you get out of here, couldn't help but notice the real Condola, the girl that plays Condola, Christina, was pregnant when you guys were hanging out at the social distance Emmys. Congratulations. That's so cute and so just what?
Yeah, she,
Is it life? Is it art? Is it life?
I'm not putting Christina's business out there in any way whatsoever.
No.
But I do know that, I mean, she's already a mother, first and foremost, and an amazing mother. She's got a beautiful little boy. Like one of the smartest, funniest little boys you ever seen in your life. Like very, very smart little boy. And she's a phenomenal mother. But I know that, her and her husband had been talking about possibly having another child. And it just so happened that the story was the way it was written. And the two worlds just happened to collide.
At the wrong time.
In 2020, anything can happen at the same time.
Anything can happen. I was like, oh my gosh, she is really committed to making us mad.
I'm super happy for her though. She's such a
that is amazing for her. Yeah, shout out to you, Christina. Such a great
spirit. And like I am forever grateful that Christina, that Issa and Prentice and Melina, who was a part of that decision, and HBO obviously like brought Christina in. I still remember her audition. Like she walked in the room and we were like, oh, that's her. Like just the way she walked in the room, we knew it was her.
It was already her.
Already her. She walked in and she was like, I'm late. I'm sorry. I got this going. My child was doing this. And it was like 9 o'clock at night and I had just flown in. And so we had to do this like chemistry read in front of everybody. And literally when she walked in, we all looked at each other. When she walked out, we were all like, oh, this is.
When you know, you know.
Not even a question. I'm so grateful for her. She's been amazing to go on this journey with.
Yeah, great casting. We love her. Yeah. She is like really, really fun to watch, and I'm also in 20s. So it's great to see her doing her thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were like, what? Lawrence and Condola, what are y'all doing? But it was so great to see y'all all together like that, because in this time we've been so far apart. But to see y'all together at the Emmys, you had your green suit on. You was out here.
I was out here like a lucky charm, looking like a lucky charm. No, I shout out to Apuje for that. My stylist, he picked that one. You know, I'll say this. For me, it felt like, you know, that was our win in a way. Like, just being together, because we hadn't been together in so long, and we are so close, and we do truly have fun when we're together. Like, that in itself was a win, you know, and we were super high and, you know, super happy.
You know, we always rooting for y'all anyway. So with or without, it's like y'all got it.
Hey.
And cannot wait to see where y'all go with this season. I am still stressed. I'm still stressed about the decisions and the things that have been going on. But a beautiful season, and obviously that episode where y'all aired it out together, you, Issa and Lawrence, beautiful. We love that. I still go back and watch that episode, from the lighting.
It's a good one. Natasha, shout out to Natasha Rothwell, who wrote that episode. Kira,
Yes, we love
who was our DP, who got nominated for that episode, and then one of our DPs for the show. She actually Ava, she actually directed that episode. So that was a special one.
We love opportunities.
Yeah.
That is dope. Good. Yeah. That is really, really dope.